Good afternoon all. Welcome to the class of Geometrical Optics. We'll be discussing about nature of light in today's lecture. The subtopics which are going to be covered in this topic will be electromagnetic wave, electromagnetic spectrum, we'll be understanding about Planck's law and photoelectric effect. We'll understand what is dual nature of light, and we'll understand what is the theory behind wave nature and particle nature, and we'll see the difference between wave nature and particle nature in a comparison chart. So these are the sub-contents of today's lecture. So we'll be going each one in slide by slide section, so we'll understand them clearly. When we understand light as an electromagnetic wave, so we understand light in the form of a electromagnetic wave. So when we say it as electromagnetic wave, so we tend to understand it in two different components inside it. So one is electric field, the other one is magnetic field. So we'll see, we have a video to understand how the two components like your electric field and magnetic field are composed together to form a electromagnetic wave. So we'll be understanding that through a video. So you can see here there's a picture which is given in this slide. So you can see here, so one wave which is going horizontally and the other wave which is going vertically. Okay, so it's a three-dimensional picture which we can understand it by seeing it. Okay, so there's a one wave which is going vertically and the other wave which is going horizontally, or one wave which is going on a x-axis and the other wave which is going on a y-axis. So we have a 3D video to understand this specific electromagnetic wave clearly. We'll be seeing that now. So we will understand nature of light now. So nature of light, or the propagation of light, can be explained in two theories. So we have two different theories which make us understand the nature of light. The first theory, which is called as wave theory of light, and the second theory is corpuscular theory. The first theory, as per the first theory, light will be considered as a wave in which you have two components as discussed, electric field as well as magnetic field. So this is how there will be two different components, one is on x-axis, the other one is on y-axis. So when we talk about electromagnetic wave, we need to understand about electromagnetic spectrum. Under electromagnetic spectrum we have gamma rays, x-rays, UV rays, IR rays, micro radio waves, TV and radio waves, as well as your visible light spectrum. So these are all different components packed up, or lined up in one specific spectrum which is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So this is how the light under electromagnetic wave will be created, and the velocity of electromagnetic spectrum when light travels, so it travels at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second, which is the velocity of light. So when we go through the characteristics, so the important characteristics of wave nature, when the light is behaving in wave nature, so the characteristics or the properties which we need to understand is wavelength, frequency, wave number, velocity of wave, and amplitude. So we'll be seeing one by one each. So when we say wavelength, wavelength is the difference between the height of a crust and the distance between one crust to the other crust is called as wavelength, which will be treated in angstrom units or nanometers or millimicrons also. So 1 angstrom is equals to 10 to the power of 8 centimeters, or 1 nanometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Therefore 1 angstrom is equals to 0.1 nanometer, 1 millimicron is equals to 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters. So these are the different conversions which we need to understand. When we do calculations, we need to see whether it is in angstrom units or nanometers or micromillimeters. So depending on that, we will be doing the calculation. So wavelength of radiation is inversely proportional to the energy. E is equals to 1 by wavelength. So wavelength will be indirectly proportional to the energy of light. Electromagnetic spectrum, the ordered way of something which is arranged is called as spectrum. The definition of spectrum is the ordered way of something arranged. It could be in a ascending order or descending order, or it could be in any other order also. Okay, if we are trying to treat it with numbers, so either we consider it as ascending order or descending order. So in case if something is ordered in some particular manner, so then that is called as a spectrum. So here when we trace a electromagnetic spectrum, because this here in this spectrum also we have some arrangement. The electromagnetic waves are arranged in some manner, so they are arranged by using wavelength and frequency. So electromagnetic waves which are arranged according to wavelength and frequency is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So here we are, the light is arranged in terms of wavelength and frequency under a electromagnetic spectrum. So that's why it is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So the picture shows the way how electromagnetic spectrum is arranged in electromagnetic spectrum. So here we have gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared rays, microwaves, and radio waves. So shorter the wavelength, higher the frequency of and higher the energy. So when the wavelength when we talk about the wavelength is nothing but the distance between one crust to the other crust. So if you see here, the difference between one crust to the other crust is it's very small here compared to you have the distance between one crust to the other crust here. So here in this gamma rays, starting with the gamma rays, the wavelength will be shorter, and when we talk about the frequency is nothing but the number of crusts or the thrusts which are happening in one particular unit of time. So here when we talk about the frequency, you have higher frequency compared to here. So the area here which is covered is having lower frequency, and the area which is covered here it will be having higher frequency. So here gamma rays will be having higher frequency, but they will be having shorter wavelength. So when you have higher frequency, the energy of the light will be higher. So in the same way, when we talk about radio waves wavelength will be shorter, or the wavelength of radio waves will be longer. But when we talk about the frequency, they'll have lower frequency. So when you have lower frequency, the energy of the radio waves will be less. So here the energy of the radio waves will be lesser, but the energy of your gamma rays will be higher. Let's understand electromagnetic spectrum using this simple video. So frequency is nothing but the number of waves which are crossing per unit of second of time, and whereas wavelength is the distance between one crust to the other crust or one thrust to the other thrust is called as frequency. If you see here, you have this is electromagnetic spectrum. So the radio waves will be used for signaling purpose, whereas your microwaves or the radar waves, so the radar waves will be used basically for the purpose of your phone signaling and other purposes. And when we see microwaves they will be basically used for your microwave oven or anywhere where you're using where you're trying to create some amount of heat by using waves. So the other one is visible light, so the light which we can see. So the visible light is there between 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers, in which you have different lights, different colors VGR, which is there in between visible light spectrum. So cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, each different type of rays are having different purpose. Your X-rays are used for scanning different tissues of the body, and they are used for many medical investigations. Same as your gamma rays, cosmic rays. So these are this is all about your electromagnetic spectrum. So when we try to understand light in wave nature. So wave nature consists of different properties. So when the light satisfies all different properties, then only the light will be considered as wave nature. So light satisfies, or it 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 shows all these behaviors, and these are the properties of your wave nature. So we have reflection, refraction, diffraction, interference, and polarization. These are the different phenomena which we will be discussing in further classes, each one by one in depth. So you'll be understanding how wave nature has to be used in case of these different phenomena. Planck's law says, is a scientist who is a physicist, so called as Max Planck. So he named a law which has named afterwards, called as Planck's law. So he stated that electromagnetic waves can be represented as energy of pockets. Each energy of packet is called as photon. So he said that light is light it behaves as a packet of energy, and they are group of packets of energies which light consists of, and each energy packet is called as a photon. So this is what stated by Max Planck. So the equation stated by Max Planck, so he said that to calculate the energy of your light, so we have a formula to understand the energy of light. So E is equals to hf, where h is Planck's constant, so which has to be taken as 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules per second. So f is the frequency. So when you have f frequency, when you know the frequency, you can calculate the energy. When you want to calculate the frequency, you had to know the energy. So in either of the cases, if you have one value, so you can calculate the other value. So to find the energy of a photon, so here is an example to understand how Planck's constant or the Planck's formula can be used to calculate the frequency or the energy. So here we have an example to calculate the energy when you know the frequency. So find the energy of a photon with a frequency of 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus Hertz. So the solution is given here. So E is equals to hf. So you can calculate E using your Planck's constant and the frequency. We have a second example in which the question has given with the energy, and we need to calculate the frequency. So the energy of a wave is 20 joules. If the frequency of the wave is 3.0 into 10 to the power of 14 second per second, so find the total number of photons present in the wave. So what you need to do is, the question is given with the uh, energy, and you had to calculate the frequency. So the the explanation is given in this slide itself. You can calculate the number of waves which are crossing, or the frequency which is required to create this amount of energy. So by using this formula, you can also calculate the speed. So to calculate the speed, as you know that electromagnetic light, which will travel with a velocity of 3.0 into 10 to the power of 8 per microsecond. So the speed of electromagnetic wave in air also considered to be as same as in free space. So the formula can be used at anywhere where the light is traveling in air. So you have an example here to understand how the speed of light can be calculated. Find the energy of a photon with a wavelength of 400 nanometers. So here the example is to calculate the energy which is required for the photon which is having a wavelength of 400 nanometers. So you can see here, so E is equals to hf, but we have C here, we have C. So C is equals to f into f lambda. So here if we incorporate C in place of f, okay, you can derive f from the formula C is equals to f lambda. So if you incorporate this formula, so it will become E is equals to h into C by lambda. So here we know that E is equals to, as the Planck's constant says, 6.63 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules into 3.0 as per the speed of light or the velocity of light. We have 3.0 into 10 to the power of 8 by, so as the question is given with the wavelength of light, so we have 400 nanometers. 400 into 10 to the power of minus 9, because it is given in nanometers, we had to take it as 10 to the power of 9. per second. So by using this formula you can calculate the energy of light. So in case the question is given with 400 nanometers, if the question is given with 500 nanometers, 600 nanometers, so you can calculate by using this formula. So there could be a question in examination for your internal or external, so in which you need to calculate the energy by using some specific wavelength of light. So be clear with this. Remember the formulas. You have two formulas which are combined together. So by using these two formulas, the final energy of the light is calculated.